Hey folks, this is Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking, and today I've got James from the Bamboo Bicycle Club online with me. We're going to learn about bamboo bikes and how you can actually make your own, so stay tuned. Alright folks, hey, today we've got my friend James from the Bamboo Bicycle Club online with me from England. Is that correct, my friend?
Yeah, so I'm in London, England. So it's lunchtime here.
Yep.
So you folks are just getting up. But,
Yeah.
we've been hard at work.
Yeah, and I'm hard at work making coffee to wake up to get hard at work.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Yeah.
scheduling the time around everything. It's been pretty cool. It's my first bike chat with anyone that far away over here like
Yeah.
that. It's kind of cool, man. So thanks a lot.
We do cycle here. We are into our bikes, so yeah, it's great to connect.
Well, to that point, you're into your bikes a lot deeper than most folks. So, folks, just so you understand, James started and owns the Bamboo Bicycle Club. We're going to learn more about that from James, but basically, it's not far from what they're bamboo bikes. You know, you make bikes. But see what I just said? You make bikes. You don't buy a bamboo bike from the Bamboo Bike Club. You actually learn how to build a bike, and I'm going to actually let James talk about that a little bit because it's an amazing experience that he put together to help people really become one with their bicycle.
Yeah, so a brief background. We've been running for 4.5 years now, and we've taught about 600 people in our London workshop how to build their own bikes. We also do home built kits, which are actually a lot more popular now than our workshops. So we ship a lot to the US. They're really popular over there, and we ship those all over the world. And that means you can build at home. And that's all kind of our workshop packaged into a box. And then we work a lot with schools as well. So we have about 15 schools all in a program where they build their own frames as well. So we kind of started just building bamboo bikes and drinking beer just as a hobby. And we kind of thought, this is really cool. Like, we can actually create any bikes we want, and they actually ride great. Like, as an engineer, we really assessed how good they were. And we're like, actually, they're better than other bikes we've got. So from that, we just kept going and learned more and more. And then people wanted to make them. We said, well, come and join us on our drunken weekends and get involved. They're not drunk anymore, but that's that. And, 6 years later, we're still going. So
That's awesome. I mean, I've checked your website. So I found James. Standard Twitter type of thing. They posted, and I'm like, wait, what is that? A bike made of bamboo? What the hell is that thing? And I clicked through it, and I'm like, I really got to talk to these guys because there are places that make bikes out of bamboo and things like that, and that's awesome. But I've never ever seen anyone that actually has a kit where you can actually take this model kit, and build a real bike, which is something that I just think is so cool because most of the folks that watch the show obviously have a passion for biking, specifically mountain biking. So, I mean, they're in it. They're attached.
Yeah.
But to say, I made that thing, like I'm riding this bike and I actually made it by hand, that's just, it's another level. I think it's such a smart idea. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really unique connection, and like, everyone will build the bike they want. I might look at a bike and I don't like it, but other people will love it because it's their idea.
Right.
And certainly, we've had people traveling around the world on our bikes and things like that, and it's a real conversation starter. And if you're out on the trails with your mountain bike, a lot of people just stop you, and it's really nice social thing to be able to say, yeah, I built this, and this is how I did it, and so people do get really into it. And on the mountain bike side, it's really starting to grow how many bikes people make. And we do a lot of fat bikes, actually. It's really well suited because we don't necessarily do full suspension. We have to stick to hardtails or fat bikes and so on. And the fat bike side is really popular. And I just think they're quite cool to make. And they're a challenge. They're a challenge, but they're good fun.
And you've got quite a few different styles. I mean, you've got there was a road bike. There was more of like a hybrid type of bike. You've got a fat bike, a mountain bike. Even the fat bike can be a 27.5B. Like you even doing that. So you've got it's not like it's a one-shop deal. You've got a ton of stuff.
We do our flat stock frames, as any bike manufacturer has. So you can obviously go on our website and just click, I want that one, and it will come already designed for you. Or you can go, hang on, I've got a wacky idea. You can email us and we'll design it for you. So I did a bike recently for a guy over in Seattle, and he wanted a long tail cargo fat bike. So it's pretty wacky, but we designed all that, and we took his measurements and then just worked out everything, and then sent him the plan for it, and then he could build. So we've pretty much done every style of bike, just because we're open source. People come to us with different ideas, and they're the ones that push what we make. So it gets really interesting what people do.
So besides the obvious fun factor and attachment you're going to get to this bike, okay, because you made it. Let's just talk material in general. It's bamboo. Obviously, one of your tags is no welding, like no kidding, But so just tell me a little bit about the material. What keeps this thing together, and what does bamboo offer to the ride?
Essentially, bamboo is an engineered material. It's higher tensile strength than steel, so it's incredibly strong. Obviously, it comes in a natural shape, so it's well suited for a frame. It's got really good dampening qualities, so when you ride it, it's really, really smooth and comfortable to ride. And then the other great thing for us is it's accessible, so you can come along and you can cut it up and shape it very easily, so anyone can kind of pick up the skills and learn. And then the other thing we're not necessarily building a bamboo frame, we're building a composite frame, because we're joining it with epoxy resin and we use hemp fibers in the same way that a carbon frame's made. So carbon by itself is completely useless, and it only works because you add an epoxy resin. So I always say to people, we're not necessarily making a bamboo frame, we're making a bio-composite frame. So we're using natural fibers, adding man-made epoxies, and creating, intricate shapes. So that really opens the book to what you can do, and you can obviously do a lot more complex shapes and so on. So in the future, I think we're going to see more and more complex bamboo bikes. That's really the goal.
But I got to ask you something here. You're talking a lot of tech and a lot of fancy stuff for a guy that says they drink beer there's a little more to you than just a guy that puts down some beer. What's your background here, man? Because you're saying stuff that I'm sitting there going, wait a second, this guy, how could he know he sounds like he's just hanging out on Fridays. No, there's something going on.
I wouldn't say to ride a bamboo bike unless we knew what we were doing. We spent a lot of time researching. We worked with loads of universities to try and look at new ways.
Awesome.
And the goal for me is to keep progressing the technology and how we do it. I mean, my background, I trained as an engineer. I worked in renewable energy, so I worked in wind turbines for quite a while.
Right.
So the only way that you're going to get people to invest in bamboo frames and actually want to ride them is to prove how good they are and create a really sustainable frame that's as good or better than what you can already buy. So that's why I'm, maybe it's a bit heavy on the technical, but that's my goal, is to say actually it is a viable, it's not a novelty.
Right.
It is actually something that we can all be riding and using and enjoying, really.
So folks, you can see that. I mean, I'm obviously I'm joking a little bit, but I only wanted to bring it up because I actually have an interest of building one myself. It's not like a joke. Like if you build one of these things, you're really going to build a real bike. It's not going to break when you go over a bump. I mean, these guys have gone through the tech. We can joke all we want, but they've been through the bumps and the trials to put together a real good kit. It comes with a jig, so it's all aligned properly. It's no joke. When you're done with this project, you've got a real frame that you really built. And So real quick, let's talk about. Okay, so let's say Joe Blow Gene orders a frame from you. Am I just like a Hail Mary? Hope I put this thing together right, or what happens? Is there any kind of help type of thing, or?
Well, of course, obviously the kit comes with a really comprehensive manual.
Oh, gotcha.
And because we've taught so many people, I mean, we've taught kids, we've taught 90-year-olds, we've taught the visually impaired, everyone, we've taught all different types of people. And through that, you can really see how people are going to react, how they're going to learn, what mistakes they're going to make. So we've actually physically taught all these people. So we can actually put all of that into a really good guide and go, this is the best way, the simplest way for you to be successful and to create a really, really good frame. So obviously there's a kit guide, which is, I suppose, a step-by-step guide. We've just shot a load of videos to support different elements of that, which are due to be released in the next month. And then also, we're on the end of the telephone. If there's anything someone can call up and go, oh, I'm just doing this bit, could you help me? And we're normally, because we've taught loads of people, we can just be like, yeah,
you know what's going on.
This is what you need to do. This is what you're stuck on. But generally, maybe 1 in 10, we have a question.
Gotcha.
Like most people, they'll pick up and they'll just go for it. And because we've taught so many people, they can actually just do it. And they do actually get on really well. And the photos and the feedback we get is great. It's really cool to see that people are successful and they do create really, really nice bikes.
That is awesome, and I've seen a bunch of the pictures. These things just look beautiful. I mean, some of these people take it to the next degree, where everything's all nice and smooth, and they've got the composites painted or stained different colors. I mean, they're gorgeous looking frames when they're done. It's really pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'll definitely have to. This is like it's on the super short list, James. Trust me. I'm telling you. We talked about doing this before, and it's definitely going to happen. And I'm excited about it. I just can't believe how cool this thing is.
The thing to do, Gene, is like think about what you want. Like it's very rare that you get an opportunity to open a blank book and go, yeah, I love the way that frame looks and the shape. I love those wheels. So sometimes I'll just pick a wheel and just be like, oh, I love that wheel. That's going to go on the frame. And I'm going to build the whole theme of the frame around the wheel. Wow. So you can actually think about what you want. No one else is going to build it for you. You're going to build it. So it's a rare opportunity. So the more you think, the better you're going to get.
I mean, think about that, folks. I mean, how cool is that? Think of whatever bike you have right now. Think of the manufacturer. Think about the chances of you being able to call up that company and saying, hey, I'd love to tweak the angle of this a little bit. So now you're not only going to get to really craft the bike the way you want to and design it, you're going to build this thing. So I don't know. I just think that's really cool.
That's how I got into it. And I just kept going, like little tweaks, little changes. And I think... And that's what's good about bamboo. It is accessible. Right. Of course, you can do it in steel. You can do it in lots of other materials. But for value for money, time, and so on, and the actual ride you get is really, really good. Like that's what bamboo is all about. It's accessibility. Yeah. It's giving everyone an opportunity. And every bike material has got its own merits. It's got a good, bad point. I'm not necessarily saying bamboo's the best material.
No, I understand.
But it's a material that allows you to create something unique. And not many other materials for bike frames offer you that. So that's one of its really good points.
Well, this has been cool. Folks, I'm going to have links to James's website. It's called, again, the Bamboo, you'll see it on the screen, Bamboo Bicycle Club. Obviously, he's a cool guy, smart guy. I'm definitely going to look into getting one of these kits. I just think if you love biking in general, certainly mountain biking, I don't think you can kind of beat this experience of actually saying you built your own bike and you're really riding it. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, nothing's going to be better than passing by someone on a trail and you're riding this bamboo bike and they're looking at you going, where the hell this? I mean, think of the fun factor in that. So there'll be links on how to get the bikes, the bike frames, learn about it. and just get into this. If you want to take your biking to the next level and actually build your own bike, you really should check out the Bamboo Bicycle Club. James, thank you so much for being on the call this morning, this afternoon, and everything. Yeah, this has been cool. And I'm hoping we're going to be in touch again, and we'll put together something. This will be really cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Cheers.
Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Basically, when we first started riding the bikes, we just couldn't stop smiling. The whole experience, the grassroots of it, just starting with nothing and then having a bike we were riding was so unique, so satisfying, that we wanted other people to share that experience. And we thought, great, let's get other people building with us. Let's meet people. Let's have a good time. Let's have other people experiencing Bamboo Bicycle Club.